अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स। मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ कि आप सब खैरियत से होंगे। आपको मीठा खाना अच्छा लगता है, जैसे केक्स, मफ़िन्स एक्सेट्रा। आई एम श्योर काफ़ी लोगों को इधर मीठा बहुत अच्छा लगता होगा। क्या आपने कभी ब्लूबेरी मफ़िन खाया है? इस पिक्चर को देखिए। ब्लूबेरी मफ़िन ऐसा ही होता है। उसके अंदर ब्लूबेरीज अंदर अंदर डाले होते हैं। They are randomly stuck into the dough. Now, this is what scientists thought that an atom looks like at a very small scale. Now, look at this plum pudding model. Just like the blueberries, electrons were stuck in the dough, which were positively charged. But this turned out to be untrue, as Ernest Rutherford, along with his co workers, performed a gold foiled experiment. Now, let's closely look at what happened in this experiment. They took a gold foil, which is just like a tin or aluminum foil, except that it is made up of gold. Then they shot tiny little things at it called alpha particles. अब ये alpha particles क्या हैं? They are tiny positively charged particles which are much smaller than an atom. Now they wanted to know what happens to an alpha particle when it strikes a gold foil. The gold foil used is only a few atoms in thickness. They took a material, made a circle out of it, which when hit by particles produced flashes, and put the gold foil in the center of the circle. So when the alpha particles were shot into the gold foil, Thomson saw flashes. Most of the time they saw flashes which were behind the gold foil, which indicates that alpha particles are going through the atoms of gold foil, and the particles after hitting the gold foil revert sideways. But sometimes they also bounced back completely. Now they took out the following deductions from the experiment. Number 1, most of the atom is empty. It is not dense. And number 2, जब flashes bounce back हुई, इससे हमें ये पता चलता है कि atom के अंदर there is something which is positively charged, which when hit by alpha particle bounces back. क्या आपको पता है कि ऐसा क्यों होता है? जी बिल्कुल, क्योंकि सेम चार्जेस एक दूसरे को रिपेल करते हैं. Look at these 3 models. The first was the Dalton's atomic model. Then we had the plum pudding model. And at last we had the nuclear atom model. And then scientists realized that electrons are not stuck in the place inside the electron, but instead the electrons are revolving around outside the nucleus. And do you know who discovered neutron? In 1932, Chadwick discovered neutron. And thus Rutherford rejected the plum pudding model and came with the nuclear model which looks like this. अब हम अपना टेस्ट लेंगे और देखेंगे कि हमने आज के एपिसोड में क्या सीखा. Which theory of the atom came first? Option number A, Thomson's plum pudding model. Option number B, Dalton's hard sphere model. Option number C, Bohr's orbital model. Or option number D, Rutherford's model. The correct option is option number B, Dalton's hard sphere model. Question number 2. Which of the following was a conclusion drawn by Rutherford after his gold leaf experiment? Option number A, the neutrons and protons in atoms are made up of quarks. Option number B, the atom is mostly empty space. Option number C, the protons, neutrons, and electrons are spread evenly throughout the atom. Option number D, atoms are indestructible. Option number E, atoms contain subatomic particles called neutrons. The correct option is option number B, the atom is mostly empty space. Question number 3. What experiment proved the existence of a tiny, dense, positively charged nucleus, and who discovered it? Option number A, cathode ray tube experiment by Dalton. Option number B, cathode ray tube experiment by Thomson. Option number C, gold foil experiment by Rutherford. Option number D, cathode ray tube experiment by Chadwick. Or option number E, gold foil experiment by Thomson. The correct answer is option number C, gold foil experiment by Rutherford. Question number 4. Most of the atom is dash, not dense. Empty. Question number 5. Alpha rays are dash charged particles. Positively. Students, अगली एपिसोड तक अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिए. अल्लाह हाफिज.